All right, let's go. I know that you like the spotlight. Hello, folks, and welcome back to Shelfwarmers, where today we are going to be looking at Cyberverse Warrior Class Hot Rod. And, I'll be honest with you people, this figure could be better. I don't know. It's you know what? I'll show you when we turn him into a robot. So let's take a look at his vehicle mode, which I do actually like in terms of overall design. He's got a nice decal here on the front, just a little bit of paint here, transparent plastic for the window here. He's got the spoiler in the back. He's got his exhaust pipes and all that. The overall shape is not bad. If it just had a little bit more detail, some more, paint applications, some molded plastic here and there, it could look a lot better. But as just a basic car, it's not bad. He does roll, goes back and forth. So yeah, I don't really have too many problems with the vehicle mode itself. On the underside, you can see most of his robot self just hidden underneath there, but I'm not going to fault him for that. Pretty much every Transformer goes through this at some point. But yeah, not much else to say about that. I also could have gone for a little bit more detailing, on the back here. But as a warrior class, you are getting a little bit less in terms of that. So let's sadly transform him into a robot. So, first thing you're going to do is you're going to take the entire spoiler, or the entire top of the car here, you're going to pinch right about here, and just lift it up and twist it 90 degrees. Then, you're going to take his arms here, and you're just going to pop each of them out. They have little pins that they get stuck into here, so you're just going to take those and then fold them out. Same for this arm here. You're just going to pop it out. You can see there's the tab here that just kind of goes into this little slot here. So fold those out, and then you're just going to take the front bumper here and you're going to lift it and then kind of bring it down to his chest. So his head pops out. You can see there's like a little nub here. It's just going to tuck into this little pocket in here. So you're just going to push that down, it pops in, and then you're just going to take the legs and you're going to kind of wiggle them apart. And then you're going to flip them around, take this top part, bring it up here, and then push it in. You can see there's like a little tube in the back here, and with a slot on top, so it just kind of locks into place. And there is Hot Rod in robot mode, and I'll be honest with you people, he didn't look that great. He has a lot of extra junk hanging off of him, especially in the arms and the feet. A lot of hollow bits in here that just don't look good. His chest is very wide. He's built a little bit like a Patrick Warburton character with just giant arms, a huge chest, and these kind of spindly little legs and a really, really narrow torso. It's not great. It's really not great. But let's take a look at some of his detail here. So the head doesn't have much in the way of painting. He does have his eyes and his face painted, but nothing on the crest up here. He's got lines. The arrows are painted in here. Hands. And that's really about it. The rest is just red molded plastic. And yeah, articulation. He's got 360, but you kind of have to mess with it because it gets caught up on his spoiler. And the legs can go 90 degrees. They can't go any further because his backpack is so bulky. You can kind of lift it, and if it weren't in the way, you can get a little bit more distance, but it's just in the way. He does have knees to bend, but not much. He can kick. That's really about it. Head is on a swivel, so it can go a full 360, but he doesn't look up and down, so that goes all the way around. And as a Cyberverse warrior class, he does have a gimmick. His is activated by lifting his arms out, and these little flames pop up, which, in comparison to, say, Soundwave or Windblade, Soundwaves is actually, I think, is really cool. Laserbeak popping out of his chest like that looks really nice. And Windblades is a nice little touch that doesn't interfere with anything. Hot Rod's here, just these panels get in the way, and because they have to exist, it makes his arms so much bulkier, and you're just kind of unintentionally activating them when you don't want to. You can see like a little bit of like the mechanic in here, the gears that, the joint that pops, that causes it to pop out. But then, when you put the arm back down, you still have to manually close it yourself. It doesn't just automatically go back in. This one does, but this one, sometimes it just gets stuck and it doesn't go back in. So yeah, I think his vehicle mode looks really good, but in terms of just basic robot mode design, he does not look that great, especially in comparison to his deluxe class self. Now, even though the deluxe class is lacking a lot of paint, especially with the spoiler, and just there is so much red going on in this figure, but in terms of overall design, of flexibility, of everything in there, the deluxe class is the clear winner. The Cyber Warrior class Hot Rod just does not look good at all. And it is a shame, because I know that the Warrior class does have a stealth mode version, which is what Hot Rod looks like later in the series. And it would be nice to get a deluxe class version of that. But unfortunately, he's stuck with this funky looking guy. So let's get you out of the way. So yeah, he doesn't have anything in articulation in elbows because of his gimmick. It severely limits him. Soundwave and Windblade don't have that problem. Their warrior class gimmicks do not interfere with their articulation in any way. And if you look at his back is just a mess. It does not look good at all. You just have blatant car parts here. This whole thing just kind of hangs down like a really starchy cape, and he's got these super hollow legs with no definition on the back whatsoever. Absolutely nothing going on here. And on the front, you just have all these extra bits hanging off that don't do anything. You can't fold them in. You can't collapse them in any way. And I know as a warrior class, he's not supposed to, be that articulate or anything like that, but they could have done a lot better with this guy. They really could have. And even with the spoiler being yellow on the back here in vehicle mode, when you look at it from the front, all you see is just this yellow outline, but then still mostly the red. So even in compared to his deluxe class edition, it's you're still missing out on what Hot Rod should actually look like. So, in summation, if you want to get this figure, it's cheap. It's a warrior class, so it's not that hard to find. But if you're going to display him, I would put him in vehicle mode, because honestly, that looks way better than this thing. And so, one final thing I'm going to start doing with these figures now is asking the question, can he dab? And looking at this figure, I think the answer would be obvious, but let's see how close we can get. So, we're going to turn his head, and we're going to try to lift one arm up, and the other is going to, nope, see, it does not even lift. It does not, you can't even tuck it in there. You can get like this, which does not look the same at all. So I'm going to say no. Hot Rod here cannot dab. So unfortunately, it is a failure for this figure. And it's also the end of this review, so go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and you, my red friend, are going back on the shelf.